Hi students! Today we are going to study about what happens in the life cycle of flowering plants. As we know that plants is classified into two big groups, flowering and non-flowering plants. And today I'm going to explain you more about flowering plants productions. Most flowering plants are produced mainly from seeds. The plant life cycle starts when a seed falls on the ground. The major stage of the flower life cycle are the seeds, germinations, growth, maturity, and productions. The seeds will germinate into seedlings and it will grow up into a young plant, completely with roots, stem, and leaves. The young plants grow into adult plants with the help of energy from light, and adult plants bear flowers that will become fruit. These fruits bear seeds, which will grow into another generations of plants to continue the life cycle. Plants start their lives as tiny seeds. Seeds can be as tiny as a grain of salt or bigger than a fingernail. Some are round, while others are flat or tear-shaped. Typical seeds is made up of three main parts: an embryo, seed's leaf or food store, and seed's coat. The embryo is an immature plant. It will grow into a new plant under the right conditions. And the seed coat is the outer covering of the seed. It helps to protect the embryo from injury and drying out. For the typical hard seeds coat, we need to soak them in the water to soften the coat so they'll grow faster. For the seed leaves or seed stores, it contains a store of nutrients for the new plants that will grow from the embryo. Next, germination. Let's talk about our experiment. How is your green bean seed? Has it grown up? Under the right conditions, the seeds will grow into a young plant, called a seedling. This process is known as germination. The conditions required for a seed to germinate are presence of air, presence of water, and presence of warmth. Do seeds need light to germinate? Most of plants need light to grow and keep them healthy, but not all plants need light to germinate. The seed's need for light is tied to a pigment called phytochrome, which exists inside most plants. Phytochrome reacts chemically to light. This pigment is involved in plants growing upward to seek light. It is what determines that plants that grow in low light get longer, more spindly than plants grow in enough light. And how is your experiment? Let's find out the conclusion. And here are the conclusions. All setups show different results because we set them in different conditions. Go check yours. So guys, if you find different results per experiment, that's fine, that's not a mistake. You may get different results. But at least we know that seeds need some required conditions to germinate. Okay? Thank you. Good job for you all.